Hello and welcome students to MechPro classes, my official YouTube channel. Myself Piraj Majumdar, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department, GKCM, that is Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management under JIS Group. Welcome you to our new session of Advanced Welding Technology, where we will be uploading all the lecture series according to MacOut syllabus day by day. So keep in touch with us for getting daily updates. You can also contact me through 9433465217, that is my personal phone number, or even you can email me at pirasar@gmail.com. You can also connect me through social networking, that is Facebook page, which is known as MechPro Classes. So let us start today's online session. We have completed the first module of Advanced Welding Technology, where we have discussed about the basics of welding process, welding joints, types of welding, and we have also discussed some of the common welding processes as well. So from now on we'll move to module 2, where we have arc welding, SMAW, shielded metal arc welding, its process descriptions and influences on fusion welding, and it is SMAW is also a type of fusion welding as well. Next we have stirred arc welding as well, GMAW, GTAW, FCAW. Okay, so MIG, TIG and flux core, these are the things. And we also have solid state welding processes like pressure welding, friction welding, diffusion welding and resistance welding. So we will try to cover all the modules day by day. Okay, so let us start today's class on arc welding. Mainly we will stick to this we will try to stick to this SMAW, that is shielded metal arc welding. Okay, so start shielded metal arc welding, that is SMAW. A typical diagram I have chosen over here in this particular slide, where you will find the electrode, then it has got the coating outside. Here is the arc, here is the blanket of protecting gas which is producing the inert atmosphere. Here is the weld pool, here is the slag layer, and here is the solidified weld. So this is your workpiece and this is your power supply. So talking about the inert gas shielded metal arc welding, actually shielding is primarily done to provide the welding atmosphere, inert one. Okay, the endeavor of the welder is always to obtain a joint which is as strong as the base metal, and at the same time the joint is as homogeneous as possible. To this end, the complete exclusion of oxygen and other gases which interfere with the weld pool to the detriment of the weld quality is very essential. In manual metal arc welding, the use of stick electrodes does this job to some extent but not fully. In inert gas shielded arc welding process, a high pressure inert gas flowing around the electrode while welding would physically displace all the atmospheric gases around the weld metal to fully protect it. It all started in 1890 actually, when a patent was granted for welding with an electrode which is provided with a shielding of flowing carbon dioxide gas. But in 1930, the first use of helium and argon as shielding gases for arc welding with non-consumable electrodes has been demonstrated for commercial use. So you have to keep in mind that there are two important gases, helium and argon. You have to keep in mind. Okay, carbon dioxide is also preferable as because of its low cost. Commonly used is carbon dioxide actually, but these two are most famous. Helium and argon are the shielding gases. Okay, and in 1930 the first use of helium and argon as shielding gases for arc welding in non-consumable electrodes has been demonstrated for commercial use. Since then, rapid strides have taken place in gas shielded arc welding, and it is now used extensively. The shielding gases most commonly used are argon, helium, carbon dioxide and mixtures of them.
Argon and helium are completely inert and therefore they provide a complete inert atmosphere around the puddle, which when used at sufficient pressure. But when these gases are used, they should be of high purity, that is 99.95 purity, around 99% purity. Okay. Any contamination in these gases would decrease the weld quality. Hydrogen, if present or generated because of the dissociation of mixture, would give rise to weld porosity. It is a defect actually. Argon is normally preferred over helium because of number of specific advantages. So argon is very much preferable as because of lower arc voltage. Since arc voltage does not vary appreciably with arc length. There are also some advantages of using argon. First of all, it requires lower arc voltage. It allows for easier arc starting and provides a smooth arc action. A longer arc can be maintained with argon since arc voltage does not appreciably vary appreciably with arc length. This helps particularly in manual TIG welding, accounting for the human variability. It is more economical in operations as well. Also, it is the heaviest of the shielding gases used. Argon is the heaviest. Okay. As such, it generally requires a lower flow rate for good shielding action. However, this may not be true when welding is done in overhead position because of the tendency of the lighter gases moving upwards and ending up near the weld zone. And this argon is actually useful for welding thin sheets. And for out of positions mean vertical or horizontal or overhead positions. Okay. The main advantage of helium is that it can withstand higher arc voltages. So it is one of the most important. You should write it somewhere, that a main advantage is of not argon, it is helium. It can withstand high arc voltages. Okay. So helium, so as a result, what happens, it is used in the welding where higher heat input is required for this where we prefer high temperature, that means for thick sheets. Okay. So helium is for thick sheets. And for higher thermal conductive materials such as copper, aluminum. Okay. So in argon we have learned that it is generally useful for low arc voltage, whereas for helium it is suitable for high arc voltage. Argon is suitable for welding thin sheets, whereas helium is suitable for welding thick sheets, and where high temperature is required, as in case of higher thermal conductive materials like copper or aluminum. Next we have the carbon dioxide as a shielding gas. It is the most economical. You must take a note that it is being widely used due to its cheapest actually. Okay. Under the arc, the carbon dioxide decomposes to carbon monoxide, CO and O2, which subsequently combines back to form carbon dioxide when they cool down. When they cool down, again it becomes CO2. Okay. It requires slightly higher currents. So one more thing you have to note over here, for CO2 we are requiring high currents, which cause more agitation in the weld puddle, resulting in the trapped gases to rise and thus to reduce the weld porosity. So it helps reducing weld porosity, that means easy escape of gases, which removes the weld porosity. Okay. So both argon and helium can be used with AC as well as DC welding power sources. However, CO2 is generally used with mainly used actually, I must say, DC with electrode positive. Okay, so carbon dioxide with negative electrode tends to cause large electrode spatter. Actually, CO2 is requiring high current, so there would be a large electrode spatter if you make this electrode negative, and eventually it will cause an unstable arc. So in such cases, generally we do actually, the electrodes are treated with cesium and sodium to stabilize the arc. So today we have learned extensively that the argon, helium and CO2 as a Seldon gases. Now let us see what we have more in these slides. Here I have given some examples of electrodes. If you want to take a note or screenshot, you are always welcome to do so. Here are some commonly used electrode designations: E6010, E6011, E6012, E6013. These are the designations, specifications. When you are going to buy a electrode, a packet of electrode, you have to mention what type of electrode do you need, whether you are doing for AC or DC, or AC DC at a time, or simply DC. Okay, so you have to mention. So accordingly you will be obtaining these particular types of electrode from the market. Coating type is also mentioned over here, as you can see. Some are having cellulose sodium, some are having potassium, where some are having titanium sodium, titanium potassium, while some others have iron powder, low hydrogen. And sizes are also mentioned over here, the diameter sizes: 1/8 inch, 532 inch, 3/16, likewise. Okay, now I have also discussed with you previously the specification, what does that actually signifies. That is the AWS classifies, American Welding Society, mild steel covered electrodes, SMAW process. So here is a typical example of a this specification of electrodes: E7018-1H4R. So E gives you electrode, 70 is actually, this is in KSI, means kilo, 70,000 tensile strength. 1 is position, welding position, whether it is flat or horizontal or overhead, or actually 1 generally denotes flat, horizontal, vertical, overhead. That means in all position it can weld, but 2 means flat and horizontal only. Okay, so 1 position is versatile, 3 all 4 positions are covered in 1. So this means this particular electrode is capable of welding in all the positions, that is either it is flat or horizontal or vertical or overhead. 8 means the type of coating and current, whether it is AC or DC. And look, here it is given also. 8 means this one, 87018. It is the coating is iron powder with low hydrogen, and current you can whatever you want, you can choose the current, AC or either DCEP, that is electrode positive. Okay, so that was the thing. And 1 is the meets lower temperature impact requirements. H is hydrogen, H4 equal to less, and R is meets requirement of absorbed moisture test. So these things are not that important, but this letters, 5 letters actually, E7018, this actually very significantly you have to remember, as because in interview purposes and other examinations they are maybe going to ask you this meaning of this particular specification of the electrode. Now here is a equipment, shielded metal arc welding, as you can see. Current adjustment amps is given over here. Here are 2 electrode cable as well, you can see. This is a worklet, is clamped with this connection, negative connection, and electrode is connected to the positive terminal, so electrode positive. and electrode having diameters are given over here. Okay, so this is the electrode, this is the electrode holder, this is the positive and this is the negative. So direct current, electrode positive, as I told you. Okay, so current flows from arc to electrode. Okay, and direct current, when you are giving the reversed polarity, it is the straight polarity actually here in this figure, and where you are giving the reverse polarity, that is the electrode negative, and heat flows from electrode to arc actually. Okay. So the difference between SMAW and GMAW is given over here. In SMAW, a short and small diameter rod is used as electrode for shielded metal arc welding. Electrode length is typically restricted to 60 cm, while in GMAW employs a small diameter but long consumable electrode that comes in the form of a wire actually. This long wire is wound in a pool. In SMAW, a flux coated electrode is utilized in SMAW process. The flux layer is thicker. In GMAW, bare electrode is utilized in GMAW process. A thin anti-corrosive layer may be applied also. In SMAW, the flux coating of the electrode disintegrates during welding and provides necessary shielding, whereas in gas metal arc welding, MIG actually, the shielding gas is delivered additionally from a gas cylinder to welding torch via suitable pipeline. The flux also produces a slag layer on the weld bit in SMAW. Due to absence of flux, no slag layer forms on the weld bit in GMAW. A short consumable electrode is required to replace frequently, thus welding cannot be carried out continuously. Whereas in GMAW, because of very long consumable electrode, it is not required to change frequently and thus welding can be carried out continuously. The process is not very productive in SMAW as filler deposition rate is very slow. But MIG, you know, it can deposit filler metal at a very high rate and it is very highly productive. So this is SMAW and SAW. These are two very common processes in arc welding, that is the fusion welding process. Shielded metal arc, also known as the manual metal arc welding as well, MMA or MMAW. You must keep a note. Thus this all the synonyms: SMAW, arc welding or manual metal arc welding. Okay. Flux shielded arc welding, or informally as stick welding, is a manual arc welding process that uses a consumable electrode covered with flux to lay the weld. Now SAW is a submerged arc welding, is a common arc welding process. The first patent on the submerged process was taken out in 1931 and covered an electric arc beneath a bed of granulated flux. So advantages of SMAW, shielded metal arc welding: equipment less complex, more portable and less costly, can be done indoors or outdoors in any location and in any position. Electrodes available to match properties and strength of most base metals, not used for welding softer metals, not as efficient in deposition. Now rectifier welding machines permit welder to select either AC or DC and electrode negative or electrode positive at the same time. It can switch, permits welder to use only transformer part of machine for AC welding. Flipping switch then output current directed through rectifier, which converts it to DC welding. High frequency arc starting devices, water gas flow controls, balance controls for AC operation, remote control often built into the machine. Now let us discuss one last thing of arc stirred welding. Actually, this is also a type of this arc welding process. Here you can see it is producing the arc, and actually the stirred arc stirred. So what happens? Stirred and ceramic formulae against the work plate. First picture gives you this stirred and ceramic ferrule. Next, stirred lifts and arc is drawn. This is. Next, control times out and stirred plunges into molten metal. This one. Last one says metal solidifies and weld is completed in split second. This one. So arc stirred welding involves the basic principles and metallurgical aspects as many other arc welding procedure, in that a controlled electric arc is used to melt the end of the stirred or electrode and a portion of the base metal as well here. So the stirred is thrust automatically into the molten metal and a high quality fusion weld is accomplished where the weld is stronger than the stirred itself. So stirred welding is applicable, is very much applicable. This is the main thing you have to remember, to weld, mild steel, stainless steel and aluminum. Welded fasteners or studs may be almost any size, any shape or type. There are literally hundreds. However, they must be made of weldable materials, and one end of the fastener must be designed for welding as well. And conventional DC machines of all types may be used, but special power units designed specifically for stud welding are also available as well. So that was the stud welding. So stud welding is a process by which a metal stud is joined to a metal workpiece by hitting both parts with an arc. A key factor that differentiates stud welding from other fastening processes is that the fastener is attached to the workpiece without marrying the other side. The arc stud welding method provides highly reliable fastening for a wide variety of applications. This method allows almost any size or configuration of a metal stud to be welded quickly to a workpiece while providing maximum weld penetration and reliability. Arc stud welding permits strong one-sided welds on base metals with thickness starting at 0.048 inch, 1.2 mm thickness. It produces welds in as little as 0.0 seconds. So it is a very faster process. Arc stud welding utilizes a DC power supply to create the arc and a stud welding pool, metal fasteners, and in some cases ferrules. There are three common types of arc welding. This is a ferrule, this is a stud, this is a chuck. As you can see, the gun is properly positioned and the main gun spring is partially compressed. In the next process, the trigger is pressed and the stud lifts the work. An arc is created and melt the stud parent material. And next we have, after the arriving time is completed, the main spring plunges the stud into the molten metal of the metal, in the molten pool of the metal actually. Next, the gun is withdrawn from the welded stud, the ferrule is broken away and discarded. So advantages of stud welding: time saving and cost saving. Unnecessary to drill holes, punch holes, threading, riveting or screw thread. The installation of stud in workpiece surface can be completed within several seconds. Wide application range, suitable for the welding of stud in diameter 3 to 25 mm and workpiece in thickness over 1 mm. Little distortion of workpiece, no repairing process. High intensity of welding joint equal to or surpass the intensity of base metal as well. After the welding completeness in coated metal or high alloy metal, there is no marks left on back side as well. High welding efficiency, usually 6 studs can be welded per minute at least. Low investment on materials equipment. Now there are some disadvantages as well. It is very sensitive about the carbon amount in steel. For structural steel stud, the carbon amount should be limited within 0.18%. and the carbon amount in base metal should be within 0.2%, or stud and workpiece cannot be melted together. It is very difficult to operate in narrow spaces as well. Okay, now application is there are various applications like steel structure, as you can see, machine projects, ship building, bridge building, civil engineering, power stations, burning stations, petrification device, decoration projects, and many others also are there. Okay, so we have today we have discussed about elaborately between SMAW and GMW. We have compared them both, and we have also learned the basic structure, basic methodology of SMAW, and we have also learned the shielded metal gases that like argon, helium, carbon dioxide. We have also learned the electrodes designations, specifications as well. So in the next class we will be moving to the next heading. For now, stay safe, stay healthy. Hope you have enjoyed today's class. Thank you for